Okay, we've made it all the way to Incaustis. Incaustis is where we change our difficulty from Goat down to Lamb in the 8 Hells run, or at least I do. That's for consistency and also for safety past this point, just to make sure things go smoothly, and in worst case scenario that I have the one extra revive that Lamb difficulty will give you, because even at the highest level, this game is hard. But with Incaustis, it is breakneck pace from the get-go. You get a few moments of respite, and then everything goes straight into the hells. We open by taking the hits from the marionettes here, damage down there. If you're lucky, you can take all the damage you need there. Backed it up by letting the Cambion hit me there. Could have had the same results by shattering that Chaos Crystal like I did. Fired at the wrong side to get this eyeless. It can go to either side. Kind of a flip of a coin there. Take out the rest of those marionettes. If you're lucky, they'll clump up and play nice. They did not in this case. Dive back down into the hole, and here we go. This is the second skip of the run. Just perching right up on this rock, launching, and then jump, dash, and there we go. Make it over that bridge. We're dodging a couple of invisible walls and a death plane there, so it's a little more going into it than you might think. Plus, that distance is hard to achieve. Now, this arena is the closest that we get to a moment to breathe, because everything's just spawning around you. You can line them up, figure out what's the priority enemy. It's actually usually the strongest enemy that's the priority enemy that will let the next wave of marionettes spawn. You're really just counting off your shots here in this arena as you're going through, but now you're jumping right back down into the hole. And here we go. Following the spawn patterns of things that will happen, that Hierophant should always spawn there. These eyeless can have a few interesting spawn positions, like right underneath you right there, which makes your life even more interesting, let's call it that. As can that shield Cambion up there on that ledge. But at the end of the day, if you're lucky, everything should be consistent, but you gotta be careful to take your time, because if you don't, then you lose a few seconds to a marionette going around a pole like that. Now, it's just simple movement, just flying around using paths to keep up the Fury meter, trying to take a heal here from this Styx Crystal, taking a little bit too much, and then using this Siege Behemoth to damage back down. Thankfully, we only need the standard level of Vulcan to blast a lot of these enemies, using the Cambions that have spawned here in this wave to damage back down, trying to avoid a tick-track desync, but there's a minor one happening. A minor one is not necessarily as bad, but it can be just as bad, if not worse, than a major one. If your tick-track desyncs when you damage back down, then it really is up to your fortitude to power through it mentally, or your ability to just heal back up and damage back down again, whichever you think will lose you less time, because it will lose you time either way. Now for this boss fight, we have a couple of interesting things going in here. We're trying to skip an attack phase here, which we successfully did. If it goes into its secondary attack phase, it will move from atop the pillar to just over the pit over there, and that forced movement will lose you a lot of time, because, again, it's an invulnerability phase. Invulnerability phases lose you time. But if you notice, we're lining up right here on this most inner ring of the arena, and letting this attack come out and land right around us. This attack pattern and dodge is consistent on Lamb difficulty only. It works somewhat on Goat difficulty, but there is a high chance of some of those shots still hitting you, and they will deal a significant amount of damage. It is not uncommon to have a death be taken there. Now it's really just damaging through waves of enemies and damaging down the boss, trying to keep that proper distance and that proper rhythm for the headshot bonuses on the boss. You'll notice we're either doing 1400 or 1800 damage. We're looking to do 1800 damage every time, both on the way out and on the way back, for a maximum of 3600 damage. You see 3600 popping up a couple of times in there. That means we're doing the best we can. Once you hear the music clear up, you're in the clear. Aspect defeated, and that is Incaustis.